Want to know what the best mouse to use in Valorant is? Well, it's definitely going to be the one most used by professional gamers, specifically the ones that went to the VCT LOCKIN tournament. I meticulously went through VODs, photos, streams and tea leaves to find out who was using what mouse and which ones were the most popular. However, there is one pro player that is using a mouse that is just bone chilling. That's 162 players I went through for you. You may be thinking, is this information correct? Can I even trust you? Would you swear on your nan that this information is right? First of all, she's dead, so I can't. Secondly, I'm confident in my research. However, there were a few players that were hard to get information of, which I'll go through at the end of the video. If you're wanting a list of all this information, well, if you join our Discord, link in the description and maybe in the top right of your screen if I remember, I will post this information once it is in a readable format. But now, I will give you the content. At this event, there were a whopping 12 brands represented. Apart from the 4 biggest brands, all the other brands represented had only 5 users or less. Finalmouse had 5 users at this event, with 4 being a variant of the Starlight model, and 1 Ergo 2 being used by 4 players were using Pulsar mice, Pulsar being one of the newer manufacturers, having released their first mouse in early 2022. Glorious had 3 users using their mice at the event. Interestingly, I found that one of the players, Uikar from FunPlus, looks to be using the limited run of the Glorious Series 1 Pro. Unless the lighting has properly pulled a fast one on me to make me look like a right mug. Anyway, the remaining brands that had 2 or less users at the event were Extrafy, G-Wolves and Endgame Gear with 2 players each, and SteelSeries and Lamzu with 1 each. It's surprising to see Lamzu on this list at all, as they are by far one of the newest manufacturers, having brought out the Lamzu Atlantis around September of 2022. But as we start to creep up towards the big names, I want you to think about the remaining brands, Vaxi, Logitech, Razer and Zowie, and place them in order from highest to lowest in terms of popularity, and just, write that in the comment in the box below and post it right now, and we'll see if you're right. Out of the big 4, the lowest representation was actually a tie between Zowie and Vaxi, with both manufacturers having 15 users each, which is very surprising as Zowie have been one of the most popular brands for such a long time, and because Vaxi are only a brand that's been around for a couple of years. That does mean, obviously, who didn't see this coming, that Razer and Logitech are in the top 2. Razer finished in second with 22 users at this event, with 18 of those users using a Razer Death Adder V3 Pro and the remaining using the Razer Viper V2 Pro. Again, one of the biggest increases that I've seen from a brand in ages. That takes us to the winner, Logitech. They have a whopping 53.8% share of all mice used. That's 84 players, and this is where it gets a bit interesting as well. At the CSGO tournament IM Katowice, which took place a month before, there were 61 Logitech users and 60 of them were using the Superlight, with just 1 person using a regular G Pro wireless. For Valorant though, the Superlight at the VCT LOCKIN event was used by 76 of 84 Logitech users. There were 3 teams all using a Logitech mouse, which were MIBR, T1 and Talon, and more specifically, every player from Talon and MIBR was using the Superlight. The remaining Logitech mice that were used were 3 G Pro wirelesses, 2 G703s, a G305 and a G Pro wired. But there is one remaining Logitech mouse. I will warn you now, those with a weak heart may want to look away now. I have censored this player to protect their identity from the eternal embarrassment that they might receive. There is no easy way for me to say this, but somebody at the event was using a G502 Lightspeed, and it wasn't even the newer model. Upon finding out this information, my world was turned upside down. Do they know that you can get mice that weigh just 28 grams these days? They have optical switches as well. There's literally no chance of double clicking. And even the Superlight can be used with all grip types. It's a far better choice. What would bring someone to torture themselves in this way? On their Twitch channel it even says that they're using a Superlight, but no, there it is. In the photos it's a Logitech G502. Oh god, what if he has the weights inserted? I wonder if he plays with the unlockable scroll wheel in between rounds. I mean, it weighs 114 grams as standard. He might also be using it with the stock mouse feet. Oh god. What if he's using the thumb button? So in total, the Superlight had a 48.7% share of all mice used at this event. Second place was the Razer Death Adder V3 Pro with 11.5%, and in third was the Vaxi XE with 7.7%. But what about the grand finals, which was played between Fnatic and Loud? There was 4 Superlights, 4 Death Adder V3 Pros, and 2 Vaxi XEs used. In total, I think there were maybe 6 or so players that I just couldn't find any information on. They had nothing on pro settings, Liquipedia, nothing on their Twitch profiles, and the camera was on them for like a second, and none of them was on the hands. So if you work at one of the events, please just tilt the camera down. Just once for a little bit. That's all I ask for. People want this research. I'm begging you. I mean, it's not that hard to tilt the camera down. Look, see? Now you can see. Now you can see everything. See? If you want more award-winning content, there's a video on screen now where I analyse the CSGO Katowice event. You should watch it. It's really good.